What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Rustbeard, and today we have a little bit of a sad subject. And the reason it's sad is because it's a game mode in World of Warcraft that I had quite a bit of fun with, and I know a lot of other people had a lot of fun with. Unfortunately, as you could probably tell by the title of this video, it's not sustainable in the slightest, and unfortunately there's really not a whole lot of places they could go with it to keep it going. That, of course, is World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore. Now, of course, what I mean by that is once it's done, it's done. You know, like once they've achieved everything that you can in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, you really can't go any further. I mean, once you beat it, you know, and like if you get to the raids and you can do as much as you possibly can. You can create your own challenges and sorry, I don't know what the hell's going on with my mustache here, but it's kind of doing its own thing. Anyway, once you get to the end and you've done the raids and you've survived everything you can survive, it kind of loses its luster, and I think that is kind of prevalent in what we can see with the roadmap and what we can see with just things going forward. I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of hardcore. It doesn't necessarily have to be dead. What could they do from here? Well, obviously they could go into Burning Crusade hardcore, and then they could go into Wrath of the Lich King hardcore, but let's be honest, that's not really the same, and it's not really something that I think anybody would want, because maybe not nobody would want it, but I don't think enough people would want it to justify keeping it around. So unfortunately, I don't think hardcore is going to be lasting too much longer. They'll probably keep the realms open, they'll probably keep the servers going for however long. I mean, I don't see why that would be an issue, because I still think that people will play it. I still think that people will give it a shot, and maybe when they get bored of retail every now and then, they'll jump on hardcore and play. I know I personally would like to play still. I want to jump on there. I'm also late to the party though, so I mean, hey, I'm late to everything when it comes to video games, to be honest with you, but I would like to continue playing my mage that I made and leveling him up as much as I can. I've been going real slow with that. I don't really play it as often as I would like to. At the same time, I don't see them continuing going forward. That kind of sucks. I mean, it does suck, because I know a lot of people really liked it. It was big. I mean, people were playing this. People were playing it a lot. It blew up on Twitch, it blew up on YouTube, it blew up pretty much everywhere. And I know people wanted it to continue to be that way, but let's be real, it's really not something that could sustain itself for very long anyway. The whole premise behind it is meant to be done. It's meant to be finished. It's meant to have a beginning and an end, and once it's lost that luster of you surviving until as long as you can or whatever, or making it to max level, you kind of, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that don't really watch the streams of it anymore. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are not really interested in starting a new character after they've hit level 60 on a couple of them, maybe. I mean, sure, they'll probably play through a few times, but once that's done, it's done, you know? However, on the plus side, that doesn't mean Classic is dead by any stretch. Classic, as a matter of fact, I think is thriving, and with Season of Discovery being as successful as it is, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Classic. I don't see Classic itself going anywhere. I don't see the vanilla version of the game going anywhere. And I mean vanilla loosely, of course, because I'm definitely referring to Season of Discovery, aka Classic Plus, if you will, because as evident in the roadmap that we just got the other day, Season of Discovery is obviously going to be pretty big in 2024. We're going to be getting a lot of stuff for it. We're going to be getting the 2 or 3 level cap raises, I think, all the way to 60 at some point, and people are loving it. Dude, people are loving Season of Discovery, and I know it's got its issues, it's got its flaws, it's got a couple of things that really could be buffed out, I think, but overall, it's a great thing, and I thoroughly am having fun with it. I think that once they start adding the extra stuff, like the Karazhan Crypts, or possibly the Emerald Dream or the original Dragon Isles or something, which I agree with the sentiment there. I don't think they're going to do the Dragon Isles per se, at least not right now, because of obviously how close we are to Dragonflight and how it is still the current expansion, but I could see them doing it at some point, maybe. All those places, Mount Hyjal, all those places that were previously inaccessible during vanilla, once they start adding that stuff and beyond, oh man, we're looking at a good time, you know, and I think that's going to be pretty fun. I don't think that Season of Discovery is my preferred method of playing. I still think I would probably be playing retail more, and that's just because it is more accessible to me as a casual player. It doesn't require me to sink as much time into it, and as I've discussed on this channel before, I've got a lot of stuff that I do outside of World of Warcraft, of course, so it is nice to be able to jump in, play for a little bit, and then jump off when I need to, you know. I will be playing Season of Discovery, and I will be trying the new stuff in the Season of Discovery. I hope that it continues to be as lucrative as it currently is, because I would hate to see it turn out to have that beginning and end like Hardcore did. I don't think it will, because it kind of lends itself to a mode of play where you can add to it, and you can continue to add to it and move on from there. You don't have to have a beginning and an end. And who knows, maybe they'll release a Season of Discovery Hardcore or something like that. I don't know, that'd be pretty freaking niche, not gonna lie, but I mean, if people really, really want it and people really want another hardcore experience, I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but again, I'm not the demographic for that kind of thing, so I don't know. Season of Discovery, as great as it is and as much as people are playing it, I do think that it will have a slow and steady burn off. I think that there's going to be some people that just kind of don't vibe with it after a little while, but I think that's the same case for any classic mode of the game until you get to the more, you know, like Wrath of the Lich King and Mists of Pandaria and Cataclysm, like the expansions that sort of created a little bit more of a safe place for casual players, or that incorporated systems for people that could jump on and play for a little bit and get off and so forth, because I think that's just kind of the state of gaming nowadays. I don't think that we are built as individuals to play for hours and hours and hours on end. I'm sure that there are people out there. I know there are people out there. I have friends that do this, of course, but at the end of the day, I don't think that is the majority of people, and I think that if they were to do that, then you'd probably lose the luster of Season of Discovery. So I'd imagine that it will still continue to have its rise in popularity for a while, and at some point it's probably going to lose a little bit of that. But I don't think that Season of Discovery is really going anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think people are loving it a lot, like enough to justify keeping it around. Way, way more so than classic hardcore, and that's fine, you know. Classic hardcore is fun. It was a cool experiment, and maybe somewhere down the line they release some kind of thing to revitalize the classic hardcore scene. And you know what, maybe I'm completely wrong in all of this, and classic hardcore is booming right now, but from what I've seen, I don't know, man, because before, when I would pop up my YouTube, that's literally all I seen. That's all I saw was World of Warcraft, classic hardcore, hardcore this, hardcore that. Even on Twitch, and I don't really get on Twitch very often, but every time I got on Twitch for a while there, it was nothing but hardcore. Now, not so much. There's not really a whole lot of hardcore anything going on right now. And then, of course, it didn't have nearly as much space on the splash page for the roadmap next year either, so I don't think that it is booming. So if you think that it is, and you want to let me know where you're seeing a ton of hardcore stuff, let me know in the comments, but I don't see it, man. That's really all for this video. I kind of just wanted to talk about how hardcore is kind of falling off, unfortunately, even though it was fun, and I think people loved the hell out of it, and hopefully they can figure out something to do with it to make it more revitalized and bring it back into the spotlight a little bit, because I know it was a lot of fun for a lot of people, and I want people to have fun. You know, that's all I care about, especially in World of Warcraft. It's a game that I've loved for a long time, and I'm hoping that they can bring something into the limelight again with classic hardcore, because it was just really good. It was really good for the game, and I think that it brought a lot of people into the fold, and it brought a lot of camaraderie between the fans, and I love that. I love to see that stuff in the game that I like to play. So yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you give me a giant thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button because 1, it is completely free, and 2, it helps out the channel quite a bit. I very, very much appreciate it. I could not even explain to you how much I appreciate it because it's awesome, and thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. And as always, if you have any comments on the hardcore situation, if you have any ideas on what they could do with hardcore to make it a little bit more fresh, to bring it back into the spotlight a little bit, let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. Also, if you like podcasts, I have 2 of them. One is called On Thin Ice, and it's where me and my buddy talk about icebreaker questions, and we kind of go off the rails a little bit, and it's just a fun, silly, dumb time. And yeah, the link in the description is down below, as well as my other podcast, which is called From the Crypt, and that is the one where me and my buddy Derek, we discuss horror movies and big movie franchises and heavy metal music and all kinds of fun stuff like that in the entertainment world. Also in the description down below. Please check those out if you're interested in those things, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.